Yoga block, Pilates ball. Let's get started. We're going to start standing. Feet about hip distance apart. One hand on belly, one hand on chest. Let's close our eyes and let's start with a few really deep breaths. In through the nose. Out through the mouth. Slow, deep, steady breath. Really trying to quiet the top hand and send the breath into your lower belly. When you feel you have that down, I want you to take that top hand and place it on your low back. So the idea is we're trying to breathe out into the back and into the belly simultaneously, which is really tough if we don't practice it. So it's important we practice this one as often as we can. Couple more. When you feel you have belly and low back, we add the sides. Again, adding more of a challenge because now I want you to try to breathe that full 360 degrees. Let's relax our arms at our sides. I want you to continue to try to breathe deeply while we go through our posture scan. So let's start by thinking about our feet. Big toe, little toe, heel. Where are they? Just trying to make sure we can firmly plant them. From the feet, we draw our attention up through the ankles, the calves, the shins, and then we end up at the knees where we take a nice pause. Reflect on keeping the knees straight but soft, which means there is a slight bend. You should feel it, but it's not necessarily something we can see. As long as there's no hyperextending and locked joints, that's where we want to be. From there, we draw our attention up through the quads, the hamstrings, and the glutes. The most important part there is just noticing any tightness. Are you over squeezing? We just want to be relaxed. We're in this upright position, but our muscles are working because our joints are not locked. From there, our hands go up on top of the hip bones. And we just want to see if we can notice a hike, a rotation, a tilt, any asymmetries. From hip to hip. Relax those arms. And let's draw our attention all the way up into the shoulders. Now, before we do anything, can you feel where your shoulders are set? Are they set forward? Do you feel them pulled back? Some of us have shoulders that are just set in a forward position, which usually looks like a rounded upper back. Let's think fingertips down to the ground. We're gonna rotate from the shoulder, turn the thumbs out to the side. Keep your arms close to your body. We're just gonna keep them there, okay? Keep the palms forward, thumbs turned out. See if you can feel all the way up into the shoulder and then some work in the back. Let's then bring our attention up through the crown of the head. Lengthen that neck up, standing as tall as you can. Let's go for a roll down. Relax those arms. Big breath in through the nose. Exhale, chin to chest. You're forward folding if you have osteoporosis, no flexion. The rest of us are rounding our body, bone by bone, one at a time, until we get to our bottom position. If you're able to touch the floor, okay, if you're able to touch the floor, grab your opposite elbow and help yourself into a more rounded position. Let's take a pause here. We're trying to breathe into our upper back, but I want us to reflect on our feet. We started our posture scan thinking about big toe, little toe, heel. Do you still feel firmly planted? Big toe, little toe, and heel. Are your knees still soft? Nice big expansive breath into the back. Let go of those elbows. We bend the knees a little bit more, push into the heels, and we stack the spine from the bottom all the way tall. Let's do that one more time. Chin to chest, exhaling, rounding the body forward. Articulation is the goal. Bone by bone. We hang at the bottom, grab opposite elbow. Again, expansive breath into the upper back. Thinking about those feet, knees. Let go of the arms. On the next exhale, you bend more, push into the heels, and we rebuild the spine. Nice and tall. Inhale, arms go up to the sky, interlace those fingers. Let's reach the arms up and stretch over to your right. Keep those hips nice and square. Big expansive breath into your whole side body. Exhale, belly pulls in, come to the center. Other direction. We stretch over. Expansive breath into your side body. Center. Let go of those fingers. Arms come all the way down. We're going to come onto our back. In a supine position, we're going to place the ball underneath our tail. We're going to lift those hips. And we're going to find a comfortable position. As comfortable as you can be with the ball underneath you. Relax those arms at your sides. My shoulders are open. Back of the head is firmly planted on the mat. From here, we're just going to practice our pelvic tilt. We're going to flatten our back and then tilt, nice and slow. Slow control flattening and a little bit of extension. Let's pause in the center. Place your hands on top of your waist. I like middle finger on hip bones, thumbs on ribs. We tilt side to side. You know, I love this variation because with the ball, it really allows us to get that lateral flexion, side to side, lateral tilting, sorry. Just side to side, gentle, slow movement. Doing your best to keep those feet firmly planted. The knees are fairly still. This is an isolated movement through our midsection. Let's make it a circle. We'll do 2 each direction. Flatten the back, tilt one way. Tiny extension, flatten the back. Other side. One more, same direction. Pausing in the middle. Switch, go the other way. Nice control. One more. Speed is not the goal with this exercise. Flatten and a little bit of an arch. Let's lift our hips up off the ball and then we're going to set them back down. We're going to lift up off the ball, push into the heels and back down. This is a nice neutral bridge. We're pressing up and down. One more. Push up and down. Relax your arms at your sides. Feel those shoulders, shoulder blades, back of the head firmly planted. Slowly float one leg up into tabletop. You can either keep it here or set it back down if you know your ability to hold your neutral here. And then we float the other leg or we set the foot back down. From this position, we're going to reach one leg towards the mat. Don't touch. Come as close to the mat as you can and bring it right back up. Alternate sides. Come close to the mat. We're hovering just above and back up. By not touching down, it's a lot more challenging because touching the mat is almost like a break. As we're moving through this motion, we're still keeping back of the head firmly planted, shoulder blades, shoulders, nothing gripping. Let's start with a simultaneous switch now. We'll just do another 10. Really try to reach 9. 8. Slow control. 7. 6, keep that neutral, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Feet down. Lift those hips. Let's take the ball away. Keep those hips lifted. Ball comes aside. Keep the hips lifted. We set the spine down, bone by bone, one at a time. Let's go for a couple articulated bridges. Shoulders are planted on the mat. Exhale, flatten the back. Pick up the tail, bone by bone, one at a time. Pause at the top. Inhale. As we exhale, soften the ribs. Keep those hips up to the very end. Let's walk the heels away from you about an inch. Let's go for another articulated bridge. Flatten the back, pick up the tail, bone by bone. Very different feeling. We're just adjusting the feet. Pause at the top. Exhale, come back down. Let's walk the heels away a little bit further. Exhale, flatten that back. Peel the spine. Bone by bone, keep those shoulders open. Pausing at the top and back down. Soften the ribs. We're gonna go a little bit further. You can lift your toes if you need to. Just make sure those heels are firmly planted. And we flatten the back. Slow control. Lifting those hips. Pause at the top and back down. All the way down. Let's bring both knees into our chest and just rock side to side. Nice control. Let's grab that Pilates ball again. We're gonna place it between the back of one leg and the shin of the other. Okay, knees bent is gonna be a bit easier. We're going through our lovely reach away from the body, bring it back in, and then we switch, okay? We're all gonna start legs bent, okay? So, ball is behind an ankle, in front of the other ankle. Relax your shoulders, reach both legs away. As far as you can maintain your neutral, bring the legs back in. The closer you bring them towards you, it'll be a bit easier. And we rotate and switch. Reach away. Bring it back up. Challenge it a little more by not bringing the legs too close to you. Rotate and reach away. We're just gonna keep progressing this. Rotate. Now if I extend my legs, I bend the top as I reach the other way. Push the ball up and then switch. You can stick with the bent leg variation. Reach away, up, neutral spine. Rotate, reach away. Slide that ball up, rotate. You can only go as low as you can maintain your neutral. Rotate, reach away. Slide that ball up. Couple more, reach away. If you find your shoulders starting to pull away from the mat, you may be pushing it a little too far. Gotta work within the range where you can maintain the stability. Rotating, reach away, up. Let's do one more each. Reach away, up. Last one. Away. Slide it up. And bend those knees. Hug them into the chest. We're gonna come into a side lying position. We need our ball, and you need your block nearby. We're gonna take that ball, and it's either gonna go between our knees or our feet. We're gonna start again from the bottom. So, variation 1, ball is between my knees, I'm on my forearm. I'm going to rotate, so I'm using my front arm, I'm pushing back, and I'm just gonna touch the ball, and then I'm gonna bring myself all the way forward, hips are stacked, lifting under the side body, coordination. Rotate, touch the ball, and forward. This is a challenging exercise, keep going, because in this position, I'm trying to use my abdominals to hold here. If I were to stay here, I feel a lot of work. Rotate, forward. You want more of a challenge? Let's straighten the legs, ball goes between the feet. Now, touching down is going to be a lot easier. That would be a regressed version of straight legs. Straight legs, straight legs. Try to touch, pause, slow it down. Don't touch if you want more of a challenge. Stay lifted under your side body. Rotate, up, reach, slow it down. Long waist. Rotate, up, reach, slow it down. 2 more. Rotate, reach up. The straighter your legs are, the harder it will be. We have 1 more. Rotate, reach, nice and slow it down. Whew. Let's take that ball, bring it up towards the front. We're gonna go on the block with our hip, okay? Now, I want this ball underneath us for the first part. So, first part, my leg is bent on the bottom, top leg is long. I'm gonna use my ball to kind of use it to support me a little bit. So if I bring it closer, it's easier. I reach my arm forward, my leg behind me. I feel a big stretch in the front of my hip. I'm going to reach my leg forward. I'm gonna open my arm back. Switch. And switch. We're just getting a nice gentle stretch. The ball is supporting you slightly. 1 more. But by having the hip lifted, changes the angle a little bit. Ball gone for a second. 1 more variation before we switch sides. We're gonna lift under the side body. I want both legs straight. 1 forward, 1 back. We already did the top leg. We're adding the bottom leg. Switch, switch. Arm goes up to the sky. If you want more of a challenge, stay under the side body. Lift it. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Whew. Bend those legs. We sit up. Remove the block for a second. Bottom arm goes up and over. Feel that whole side body stretching. Reach. And let's switch sides. Bring the block and ball with you. We started on our forearm with the ball between the knees. Part 1, onto your back, not fully. Touch the ball and forward. We touch down. We can use our hand. Touch. This may be enough for you, or we're going to progress it between the feet. Remember, touching down with the legs here, using my top arm, it's going to be helpful. I'm going to rotate, reach, 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 tiny pause, makes it harder. And then I come down. I'm going to do my best not to touch my legs down. 5 more. Reach, reach, reach. Pause. A little bend in the legs is going to make it a bit easier. Now here, I'm cheating. Pull up under the side body. You want to make sure those ribs are lifted up to the sky. Reach. Rotate. Hips are stacked. 3 to go. Up. Rotate. Hips are stacked. Last 2. Up. Get those hips stacked, stacked, stacked. 1 more. Up. Hips stacked, stacked, stacked. And relax. Take that ball, goes under the side body. Block under your hip. Part 1, leg is bent. I'm using the ball for a little bit of support. Reach the leg behind, arm forward, and switch direction. It's just a gentle hip extension with a little thoracic rotation. Really reaching, feeling the stretch through the chest and front of the hip, a little hamstring. All right, let's move on. Ball off to the side. Legs are both straight. And they switch. And switch. Make sure you're centered on the block. Switch. Try to stay lifted under the body for another 10, 9, 8. Lift those ribs up. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Whew. Bend those legs, come up. Bottom arm up and over. Nice stretch through that whole side body. Let's come into a prone position. We're gonna lay on our stomach. Hands are gonna go under the shoulders. We're gonna go for a gentle extension. So we're gonna start hands under shoulders. Relax the legs. Belly pulls in. Shoulders reach down away from the ears. So my elbows draw towards my feet. I'm just gonna start by pulling my face away from the mat, push into my hands. Back of the neck is long. Come back down, relax. Belly pulls in, shoulders reach away from the ears. Pull my face away from the mat, push into my hands. Just a little extension through my upper back. And down. Belly pulls in, shoulders are down. Pull my face away from my mat, push into my hands. Let's make it a little more articulated straight from the head. I'm going to imagine I'm pushing a ping pong ball with my nose. Belly pulls in, shoulders are down. My ping pong ball sliding along my mat. Then I push into my hands and I continue my articulation. Shoulders are down and come back down. Bone by bone. 2 more like that. Belly pulls in, shoulders are down. Ping pong ball with the nose. Chest lifts gently. Back down. 1 more rep. Belly and shoulders down. Nose pushes that ping pong ball. And then we continue the same motion. Chest peel away, peel away, peel away. All the way down. And let's go for a nice little child's pose. Walk the hands forward. Round the spine. Breathe here. Let's walk our hands to one side of the mat. Really feel that stretch through the whole side body. It's a great lateral stretch. And then walk your hands to the other side. Should feel it all the way under your armpit. Let's come to a tall kneeling position. Tall kneeling, both knees. Pad up your knees if you're not comfortable here, okay? From this position, we're gonna bend over to the side and straighten the top leg, all right? So if this is too much for you, forearm is always an option. Arm's gonna go up. We're gonna lift that leg up and reach it further away, barely tap. 10, barely tap. 9, 8, belly's in. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, keep it lifted. Take the top arm, reach it under the body, thread the needle, super slow, reach that top leg. It's stretching out from the hip. Hold, hold, hold in this rotation. And then gently open. 2 more like that, and then we'll switch sides. Reach under the body, thread that needle, reach that top leg, top leg, top leg. You can do this from your forearm. Open it up. Belly's pulled in, core's working. Glute is working. Reach, 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 reach. This is the last one. Open, open, open. Leg comes down. Oof. Bend it in. Collapse to kneeling. Let's stretch over the arm we were laying on. Let's switch sides. Back to that tall kneeling. Leg goes out, arm comes down under the shoulder, arm is up. Reach that leg away, lift it up, try to sit it down further away. 10, 9, head back, 8, 7, 6, belly's in, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 more, keep it lifted, thread the needle. We hold this first rep a little longer. Keep the leg lifted, rotate, gently open back up. Make sure that leg's still lifted. 2 more, reach under the body. Rotate, 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 back up. Last one, under the body, reach, reach, reach. All the way up, leg comes down, and we stretch the arm we were laying on up and over. Back to tall kneeling. Let's tuck our toes. Tuck our toes and sit down on our feet. Okay, this is a big ankle foot for a lot of people. We're going to lift our hips. Keep the toes tucked. I'm going to reach my arms forward as I hinge my body back, thigh stretch. Reach the body forward, arms are at my sides, untuck my toes, sit down. Big stretch for a lot of people, okay? Back up to tall kneeling. Tuck the toes, sit down. Tall kneeling, tuck the tail, hinge the body back and reach the arms forward, all the way tall, untuck, sit down. 1 more time through. Nice and tall, tuck the toes, sit down. Tall kneeling, hinge the body back. Stretch, 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 hold, 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 forward, untuck, sit back down. Let's come to standing. Feet about hip distance apart, arms are hanging at our sides. Little bend in those knees, as always. Big breath in through the nose. Exhale, chin to chest. Round the body forward. Let those arms hang. Do your best to go slow as you possibly can. Round forward. If you can touch the floor, grab the opposite elbows. Breathe into your back. Couple more. Last one, in. Undo the elbows, bend those knees, push into the heels, stack it. Build the spine to stand tall. Let's roll the shoulders for 3, 2, and 1. Let's let the arms swing. Gentle little rotation from side to side. Arm in front, arm behind. Good.